So I see you're working on argumentation. That's the topic of last week and this week, basically. So before going to exercise, I would like to ask you if you have reflections, doubts, comments related to this topic, to argumentation, so that we can maybe clarify or take your doubts before we jump into some exercise.
Yeah.
Safe, yes.
So I was trying to through the week to understand more how to formulate the argument, and I came up like against 2 points which I'm not entirely sure of. So what I don't understand is that like I'm trying to see how can I make the argument stronger. So you need to defend an idea basically, and in order to do that you need to check like understand the idea, understand the truth in it, and then try to defend it. Is that correct?
What now, Eunice? It's if I tell you that I don't know what you are asking.
Okay.
Does it surprise you?
No, actually, I would have been surprised if you did.
Okay. So you notice that there is something confused in what you said.
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah.
Okay, so give another try.
Okay.
So first of all, is it a question that you want to ask, or it's a problem that you want to highlight?
It's a question.
It's a question.
Like,
okay.
I was trying to
What? No,
yes.
Wait a moment. That's a basic trick. If it's a question, then give me the first word of your question.
If it's question what? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Well,
My
you
connection
said
is
you have a
weak.
question, right? Can you hear me? Safe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
You said you have a question, right?
Yes.
Good. What is the first word of your question?
What?
Okay, what? That's already promising. Go ahead. What?
Okay. So what do I do if the initial proposition is weak and I can't find an argument that supports it well?
Okay. And have you got an example in mind as initial proposition, which is weak?
Currently, no, but from the homework,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if the rest of the group here, and first, if they understand your question. So let's check. So who does understand safe question? Raise your hand. Okay, let's check. Sarah.
Yeah.
You don't understand safe question, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that you don't understand anything, or there is a part that you understand and a part that you don't understand?
There's a part that I understand and a part that I don't.
Okay, so let's check. First, tell us the part that you understand.
Yes, I understand that Saif doesn't know how to find an argument for a certain proposition.
Yes. And this is the part that you understand.
Yes.
What's the part that you don't understand?
I don't know if he's asking if the argument is weak or the proposition.
Okay, yeah. So now let's check with Ingrid or Eunice that they understood the question. So Sarah, make the question for, well, pick Eunice or Ingrid, the one you prefer, and then you ask the question.
Ingrid, do you know if Saif means that he doesn't know how to find an no, if the argument is weak or the proposition is weak?
Yeah, I think he meant the proposition is weak. So for instance, if you have to choose in a dilemma one side or the other, and perhaps, but then I'm interpreting, he feels that one part is the right answer and the other one is not, and that maybe he has a hard time finding arguments if he if he has to defend, so to say, the part that he doesn't agree with. That's what I interpreted, but I don't know for sure, so I need to check with Saif.
Okay. Well, let's see. Well, first of all, Sarah, you understand now what is the Ingrid's idea, Ingrid's interpretation?
Not really. Sorry.
Oh. Okay. So, Ingrid,
Okay.
give another try with less words.
Yes.
Shortening your idea.
In the homework, there were questions and we needed to answer with yes or no. So then the initial proposition is yes or no. And then I thought Saif meant that he then can't find an argument. Let's say if he personally thinks it's yes, then he can't find an argument for the no proposition. But I'm not sure, so I need to check.
But then, Ingrid, do you remember Sarah's question?
Yes, I tried to explain it again.
Oh, wait. I understand that you tried to explain, but tell us Sarah's question.
The questions he asked me.
Yes.
I think she asked if the initial proposition was weak or the question was weak.
Okay, let's check. Sarah, was this your doubt that you asked? Is it the initial proposition to be weak or the question to be weak? Yes. Or it was something else?
No, the initial proposition or the arguments to be weak.
Okay, or the argument. Ingrid, so now Sarah asked if it was, well, but she's in doubt, she doesn't understand about Saif questions, if the weakness relates to the initial proposition or to the argument that he has to find. And your answer, Ingrid, was that the weakness Saif speaks about is the argument or the initial proposition?
The proposition. That's what he said.
The initial proposition.
Initial
okay.
Proposition. Yeah.
So, Sarah, the weakness Saif speaks about is the initial proposition.
Okay.
Okay. Now, is it your issue solved, Sarah?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so now you understand Saif questions.
Yes.
Okay, good. Then let's go back to Ingrid. Ingrid, your attempt, what you did was an interpretation, right? So how come that an initial proposition might be weak if we have not proposed an argument yet. We are talking about the initial proposition. Normally, when we discuss weakness is about argument, not about initial proposition. So that was the difficult part, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you were making sense of this weakness related to the initial proposition.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Saif, did you follow our little discussion here? Yeah. So
yes, I did.
Yeah. And did Ingrid understand your idea, your question?
Yes.
Okay. But then you see that you realize there is a little problem, a little sliding here, right? Okay. Can you explain this sliding, this shifting?
Okay. So I tend to judge the proposition before I make the argument, and the argument is the determinant of the value of the proposition.
Okay. So what you call initial proposition is the positioning. So when you take a stand, you have a question, it's either dilemma or whatever question, might be not a dilemma, might be an open question, and you take a stand, right? So that is your initial proposition. And then the difficulty is, or in finding an argument comes when you judge the initial standing, the initial positioning, what illegitimate, wrong, that cannot be, right? Okay, so the difficulty comes from the fact that you don't agree.
Yes.
Makes sense. Okay, then let me therefore rephrase your question. How can I find an argument for something I don't agree with?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your question?
It is.
Okay. And you know that this is your question now, or you knew also before?
It was confused.
Okay, it was confused. Okay, good. But then now we have the question. So how can I provide an argument for a positioning, for an answer I don't agree with? Good.
Yes.
We're good with this question. Clear now?
Clear.
Okay. Then now, since we have a clear question now, and we dissipate the confusion, it's not there anymore. Have you got an answer for your own question, Saif? Or no? I mean,
no.
You don't have to, but maybe you do have now.
I have two contradictory answers to the question.
Okay, meaning that alone, each one by itself makes sense, it's fine. But if we take them together, one after the other, then one contradicts the other.
Yes.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's check with the group if the question is clear now. So now I understand the question. Then let's check with the group. Who understands the question now? The new question from Saif. Raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2. Younes, are you with us?
No, I'm sorry. Maybe he could repeat it.
No, yeah, okay, and then now we're going to repeat. We are nice, but tell me, you didn't understand, or you were not? You were
I
not.
wasn't. No, I wasn't following.
Okay, you were not following.
Yes.
Okay, so Saif, repeat your question, the new one.
Okay. How can I make an argument for a proposition that I don't agree with?
Yes.
Yunus, you got it?
Yes. Yes. It's this. I see that there is no difference with the first one, but yes, I think.
Okay, so you understood the first one as the second. So there is a congruence, a coherence between the two formulations.
Yes.
Okay, good. So now let's hear let's hear the first answer. Saif, go ahead.
The first answer is to try to understand the idea and see what's true about it. Very well in order to create an argument.
Okay,
Yeah.
repeat, please.
So to understand the initial proposition well and see what's true about it, and from there you can formulate an argument.
Okay, yeah. So you basically you think deeply, or you give a second, a third thought to the initial positioning, to the standing that you, in principle, you don't agree with, and you make an effort to see the truth or the value in this initial proposition.
Yes.
Right?
Mm.
Okay. So you make an effort, you think twice, 3 times, 4 times, and you oblige yourself to find the value in it.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Well, let me write. How can I make an argument for a proposition for my second answer.
The second answer that you need to be aware of the thoughts, or one moment, can I take a minute or a second to think? The second answer is to keep in mind the thoughts that contradict the initial proposition in order to formulate an argument.
Okay, but then you would find an argument against the initial proposition. So, or an argument in favor of the opposite. So if you keep in mind what contradicts the initial proposition and then you make an argument, then you make an argument against the initial proposition.
My thought was to also to keep in mind those contradictory ideas to the initial proposition and sort of prepare defenses for them. So including in the argument.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, but this is a little bit complicated, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because let's imagine that the initial proposition is A. The letter A. A is the initial proposition. That your first idea, I'm going to think deeply about A. I'm going to force or to oblige myself to see the value of A. And then I write the argument. And that, okay, well, makes sense. Maybe it works. Yeah. Then your second idea is that, okay, I should write an argument for A. And in order to do this, I'm going to think about objections about what contradicts A. So I have a list of things that go against A, and then I think about objections to those ideas that are objecting to A.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a little bit complicated, right? Because I mean, I don't say that it doesn't work. Actually, it's an advanced methodology to think about arguments, counter arguments, counter arguments. But well, I would propose that at the beginning you go for something easier.
Okay.
You understand, and you try to support to find arguments in favor instead of thinking about objections and then object to the objections.
Yeah. Yes, okay. I agree. I agree because I did find difficulty in the homework to apply this methodology. It was very confusing.
Yeah, I can imagine because it's quite complicated.
Yeah.
You have to, because actually what happens that it's easily you end up with contradictory argument because you think about what contradicts A, then you write your argument in order to defend A, but you present the argument that objects to A. So there is a high risk to mess up the things and write an argument against A. Okay, so the first one works, seems to work. The second one is a little bit complicated.
Okay.
Now, why the two are contradicting each other? Because you said that they contradict each other. You remember? What, do you maintain that they contradict each other?
No.
Okay, they don't contradict each other. Okay, good. Now let's go to the rest of the group. We try to answer Saif's question. How can I make an argument for an initial proposition I do not agree with? So he gave two answers. One is a bit complicated, so we maintain the other one. So who's got a different strategy, different idea, answer for Saif? Raise your hand. Ingrid.
What you could do is try to imagine you're someone else. So what would someone who thinks very differently from yourself come up with? What kind of arguments?
Okay. Saif, do you understand Ingrid's proposal?
Yes.
Okay, yes, a little bit. Let's try to substantiate this idea. Ingrid, give us an example.
For instance, if I'm very much a left-wing voter, I can imagine what a very right-wing voter would think about something and what kind of arguments they would use. So if you take people who you know have very different ideas, at least that helps me.
Okay. Well, I propose to make it a bit stronger, your proposal, Ingrid. So suppose that, say, if you are left wing and you have to find an argument for the right wing, where we're in politics now. This example is about politics. Okay. So you think about the person that supports the right wing, and so you put yourself.
Can you?
You follow? You hear us?
I lost the sound for a minute.
Oh, okay. Did you hear the example from Ingrid? Left wing,
Yes.
left wing, right wing. Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm doing is to reinforce a little bit the idea of Ingrid. I'm using Ingrid's idea, so it's Ingrid's point. So suppose that you are left wing, and the task is to make an argument for the right wing. So therefore, you think about someone who supports the right wing, you put yourself in his shoes, and then you think as he thinks, and you provide an argument for the right wing. So you think about that person. Now, in order to make it stronger, you should choose a person from the right wing that you estimate, that you think he is a right person, a good person. So he's a good person, he's the neighbor you would like to have for all of your life, but he thinks different from you. He's a very good guy because you know him, but he's supporting the right wing. So then you put yourself in the shoes of this person. So you visualize him, and you have a person that you think you respect as a person. So that person has got a different opinion, different idea from you, and probably it's going to be easier to put yourself in his shoes, in taking his stand, because he's a person that you respect, that you think he's a civilized person, since we are in politics.
Yes.
Okay, Saif? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
good.
It's good, yeah.
Thanks, Ingrid. Let's see, have we got another idea how to make an argument for initial proposition we don't agree with? Eunice, Sarah? No? Okay, so far we have two. Okay, well, Saif, you have two. Two plus a third one, a bit complicated, but okay, let's say three.
Yeah.
Good? Okay.
Good, yeah.
So let's go to Sarah. Sarah, you raised your hand at the beginning, right? Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, in the second exercise we made last week, I found it hard to keep out of my mind that I wanted to find an answer that was the right thing to do.
Okay, well, remind me about the exercise. What was the exercise? What was the task?
Yeah, where you had to choose if you would let the baby Adolf Hitler alive or not, if you were there, went back in time. And then, yeah, it was very hard to not think about what is the right thing to do here. It's hard to keep it out of my mind.
Oh, okay, well, but then what was difficult? It was difficult because there were emotions in the middle.
Yes.
Okay. But then, did you identify the emotions that were at stake or that were making trouble in your thinking?
Yes, I couldn't stand seeing myself killing a baby.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's terrible.
Yes.
So, but therefore, if you think about yourself killing a baby, what would be the emotion?
I would find myself horrible.
Okay, okay. When something is horrible, what's the emotion?
Like morally very bad.
Yeah, morally very bad is not an emotion.
No,
Okay.
guilty.
Guilt. Okay. Okay. If you kill a baby, you feel guilt. Okay. Now let's examine. It's interesting this case. What imagine? Well, now I pull the rest of you. Say if Eunice, Ingrid, think about put yourself in Sarah's shoes or also in your own shoes and think about what is the emotion that is going on there. Think about Sarah, what she was telling us now with this example. What can be another emotion that is there about guilt? One is guilt. What can be another one? Eunice.
Not feeling comfortable.
Okay, discomfort.
Yes.
Okay. Someone else?
Disgust, perhaps?
Ingrid?
Disgust. You feel disgusted?
Disgust. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Sarah, you would be disgusted by yourself.
Yeah. Ashamed.
Ashamed, guilt, disgusted by yourself. Yeah. Of course. Well, Eunice, discomfort is fine. All the things that we said are creating discomfort. But here, discomfort is a bit too vague, too general. It doesn't grasp the intensity of the feeling. But yes, it is discomfort. But then disgust is much more powerful than discomfort. Yeah. Okay. Even if you steal $100 from the pocket of someone, you would be maybe a little bit discomfort you would feel, but maybe you will not be disgusted or ashamed or guilt, far less probably. Okay, then disgust, guilt, shame, discomfort. Okay, so Sarah, in this situation, you had this intense emotion of disgust or shame, and then you could not even think about doing it or finding an argument for it.
Finding an argument.
Yeah, okay. So when something is disgusting or would produce a shame or a feeling of guilt in you, then well, that is a full stop. You cannot think, you cannot provide an argument for it. So, yeah, well, this is what you said, no?
Yeah, it blocked me indeed of finding
It
of
blocked
thinking
you.
further. Yes.
Okay, but finally, did you find an argument for this case about killing the baby Hitler?
I started looking for arguments not to kill him.
You start looking for arguments?
Not to kill him. Why I should not kill him.
Okay, so you provided only arguments not killing him.
Yes.
Okay, okay. The block was so strong that no, I cannot do that. So I will provide arguments for the opposite. Okay, okay. Good. So, yes, now I understand the difficulty and also the emotions that are at stake, are creating this block in you. But in all this, I forgot your initial question. Can you repeat it?
It was hard for me not to think about what was the right thing to do or not. Like leave it out of my mind.
Okay, well, but for you, the right thing to do was to leave the baby alive.
Yes.
Okay.
But I understood the question, the exercise, that I shouldn't think about what was morally right or wrong, the wrong thing or the right thing to do. And it was hard not to think about it.
Yeah, well, okay, because you are used to think in terms of, in moral terms.
Yes.
Okay. When the exercise invites you not to think only in moral terms, you
Yes.
can also think in moral terms. It's an option, but it's not an obligation when you provide an argument. Yeah. Yeah, that's the interesting idea. That's one of the interesting things of philosophical practice, at least how we propose it, how we do it, is that morality, yes, is a tool, but it's a specific, particular take on the world, on the things. There are others. There are other point of view apart from morality, and we can question and challenge morality. Yeah, I see it.
I didn't know how.
Sorry?
I didn't know how to do this.
Or
Leave the morality out of it.
Do you find an argument for killing the baby Hitler? Do it now, just for fun. Why should you kill?
Why I would kill him?
Yes. Why would you kill the baby Hitler?
Yeah, to make sure the Holocaust wouldn't happen.
To make sure that all
the Holocaust wouldn't happen.
Okay, yeah. The broader, a major cost in terms of victims, humanity would not happen if you kill him.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of, is it a moral reasoning?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Tell me, how come it's moral?
Because I don't want the 10 million Jews to die.
Okay.
Because I think that is wrong.
So that is also moral, no? So you see that also with a moral approach, you can kill the baby Hitler, and you are still moral.
Oh, yeah.
You happy now? You are relieved, no? Now we are creating a baby killer.
No, I couldn't live with myself.
No. Okay. Okay. Well, that's the one thing, no? So we are still in the framework of morality.
Yeah.
So there is a moral telling you, there is a moral rule, you should not kill babies.
Yes.
Other moral rule that you should not kill millions of people. And then there are these two rules that are in conflict.
Yes.
Because now, yeah, okay. And you know, when you go for the second one, meaning that you save millions of people by killing the baby Hitler, well, you mix, or if you want, you bring another principle in it, which is a principle of efficiency, utilitarianism. 10 million worth more than one. So that is numeric. We are thinking in terms of efficiency. You are maximizing the number of lives.
Yes.
There are also a lot of, it's in modern philosophy, contemporary philosophy, they're using a lot of thought experiment in order to understand how people or how an individual would behave by saving lives, if it is a matter of efficiency, maximizing the number of lives or not, or if at a certain point, because there is a stream of thought that says, okay, the more lives you save, the better it is. So you should always go for more lives compared to the few lives. There is another stream of thought that no, one life is the same than 10 millions of life. So you cannot put one against 10 million because the weight is the same.
Yes.
It's an absolute. So you see, there are different thoughts, different philosophies, approaches in it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. But this is how to find, to force yourself to step out of your emotional state, which is to identify the emotion. First of all, identify what stops you. What is the emotion? I would feel guilt or shame or disgusted. Okay, then okay, you at least you recognize it, you identify it, then you realize what makes you guilt, what is the essence of it. Then
so it does.
I
didn't understand. It is the vastness of it.
Yeah, the essence.
The essence. Oh, okay.
The essence of your of the emotion, the very judgment that blocks you.
Yes.
When you identify it, you have a chance, thanks to improved awareness, to overcome it. It's not given, but you give you give yourself a chance to go beyond it.
Okay.
But you have to look first at it, to identify it, the emotion and the judgment behind the emotion. Yeah, does it make sense what I say?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Good. Something else? Additional reflections? Say, Ingrid, yes.
I had one question on the argumentation fallacies, the theory we got in lesson 3. One is lack of arguments, and another one is tautology. But I didn't understand the difference between these two. I thought they were the same.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes. Let's see, because how they can be the same and why they are different. So, because actually, if we are not trained to recognize fallacies or differences, problems in argumentation, then we can say that a tautology is an absence of argument, but because it is a specific absence of argument. So absence of argument is when we affirm something and then we add words that are basically empty. There is nothing, no further idea that can support our standing, our initial proposition, to quote Safe. So we are adding words, but in those words, there is no idea that is supporting the first idea, the idea that we want to defend. We are adding words, but there is no idea there. Okay, now the tautology is a specific absence of argument because it is using synonyms of the initial question or synonyms of the initial proposition, and the tautology repeats those words that actually are synonyms or are the definition of the words used in the question or in the initial standing, initial idea. So therefore, tautology it makes a circle. It looks like that you are saying things, but actually the idea that you are adding is not a new idea, it's the same one, and you are making a circle. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then if we find it, then we can also, with an example, identify the difference. But here is the difference and why they look very similar.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So I propose that we go to an exercise here. We go to the text, and since we want to work on argumentation, first we write a question. So each of you write a question, an existential question, a question that has to a real question, okay? Something that has to do with you, with your life, with your thoughts, existential questions, something real, concrete. Don't complicate things, so try to be simple, because the following part is to answer that question. So now first you write the question, please. You put your name and you write a question in the document. This one. Okay. Now, second part is that you pick one question, one of the four that is there, and you answer. And you answer with three different hypotheses. So you pick one, and then you write three different answers, three different hypotheses. Can be all of them yes, all of them no. You choose. Or because sometimes it's yes or no, sometimes it's a different answer, but you pick one and then you provide three hypotheses. One. Or, well, not to. No, wait a moment. No, I don't like this one. Let's do like this. You answer each of the four questions. One hypothesis, one answer to each. Okay. And I put the initial question in a different color. Okay, I underline. And you write your name, eh? Okay, you finish your answer. Then if you haven't answered to all of them, it's fine. Just finish what you are writing, because now you should start reading the answers and you look for problems. So we are working on problems, on argumentation. So you look what there is some friction that doesn't sound to you, and then we try to analyze. When you read, try to identify the problem. And if you cannot, let's see. But if you can, try to name it and identify what problem you see. I give you a couple of minutes and then we start checking. Who has identified at least one problem? Raise your hand. Younes, are you with us? Okay, good. Okay, but then I think that we can start. So who wants to shoot the first stone? Raise your hand. Okay, Younes, tell us.
It's the answer on the question on my question by Safe.
Okay, is it good to live unhappily but with a peaceful mind? Okay, but then Younes, let me see, because now I have there is something interesting in your question. Why you smile? What is that I find interesting in your question?
I don't know, but I just I don't know.
Okay, let's see. Let's find problems now in the question. Who sees a problem in Younes' question? Okay, 1, 2. Let's wait. Sarah. Okay, Younes, you see the problem in your question.
Yes.
Okay, so you have the precedence. Tell us, what's the problem in your question?
It's a morally loaded question.
A morally loaded question. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see. Explain the load. Why it is morally loaded?
Because it has to do with good or bad.
Okay.
And
yeah, okay, but what also the previous question is to do with good or bad. Ingrid's question.
Oh, yes.
Okay, but in Ingrid's question, there is not the problem that there is in your question.
I think I feel something, but I don't know how to say it, how to explain it.
Okay. Let's go back. So raise your hand again if you see something weird in Younes' question. Okay, so pick one, Younes. What is
I don't
safe?
see everybody, but
Was safe for Ingrid, the two
yes.
vessels.
Ingrid.
Ingrid, what do you think is weird in or problematic in Yune's question?
I think it's the but.
Uh-huh.
Sort of indicates a contradiction. So is it good to live unhappily? If you leave the but out, the question is different. So it indicates already that there's how do you say it clearly? Yeah, it's hard to formulate exactly what's wrong with it, but it feels like the but should be left out to make the question clear, or otherwise the person who asked the question is already hinting in a certain direction.
Yeah, okay. The but connects two things, right? Okay, it's a specific connection, so it's an alternative, it's exclusive. But what connects? What are the two things? Ingrid.
The unhappy life and the peaceful mind.
And the other one is unhappy life and
peaceful mind.
Okay, okay. And these two things are they possible or not possible? How do they relate to each other?
I think it is possible, but the question sort of suggests that it's, oh no, it doesn't. I'm not sure how to explain. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Younes, you've got an illumination.
I think so.
Okay, let's see.
I think there is a contradiction between unhappy and peaceful.
Yeah, why? Tell us. Explain the
Because
contradiction.
Because the one of them doesn't mean that it excludes the other one.
Okay, so explain the whole thing.
So to live unhappy doesn't mean that you don't have peace, and also with peaceful doesn't mean you are happy.
Yeah, no, okay, but it's not that doesn't mean if you have a peaceful mind, then you are not unhappy.
Yes.
You cannot be unhappy and peaceful.
Because it doesn't exclude. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's impossible to be the two at the same time. Either you are peaceful or you are unhappy. Because there is a connection between the two. If you are unhappy, it means that you want something that you cannot get. There is a missing, there's a lack of satisfaction. There's a strive to satisfy something.
Yes.
It's the point of achieving your happiness. So you want something. There is this movement towards and the movement which is frustrated. Therefore, if there is a movement which is frustrated, this continuous will and wanting something, then you are not peaceful. There is no peace there in this movement. So that's why unhappy and peaceful, there is already friction there. Well, you can look from an external point of view, you can look unhappy because you don't have a lot of things. And then you are peaceful. But you yourself, you are not unhappy. It's an external point of view that judges you unhappy. If you are unhappy, it means that you want something that you don't have. And if you want something that you don't have, you are not peaceful. Yeah?
Yes.
You follow me? Does it make sense? Okay, now
Makes sense, but I think I was vague because it is not what I meant, but I accept it.
okay, maybe it's not, but that's why it's difficult to answer your question, because it's
Yes.
we have to make sense of your question. It's a little bit difficult to make sense of your question, no, to answer your question. Then we can check the Saif and we can see the rest. But then already the question is problematic, because
Yes.
you want too much. You want something that doesn't exist.
Yes.
I'm happy and peace. What? Yeah. Okay. Now,
They
but
don't go together.
before going to arguments, let's see if this first part is clear or there are problems. Because I see that Ingrid, maybe I see your face that you are struggling with something. So speaks.
That's right, but I think that has to do with your definition of happiness, and I use an argument that has a different definition of happiness.
Okay, tell me, what is a different take on happiness?
I defined happiness more as a sort of a shorter term state of bliss, or yeah. So for me, happiness and a peaceful mind are two different things. So the way you connected them, I think you can have a lot of peace of mind, but not the sort of the highs of the happiness, so to say.
Well, okay, I don't say that peace of mind and happiness is the same thing.
No, but you say they go together. Or then if I do, maybe I didn't understand correctly. I thought you said they go together. So they if you're not happy, you can't have a peaceful mind. Was that not what you said?
Yes, if you are unhappy, then it's difficult that there is peace in the unhappiness. Do you know people that are unhappy? What's what, give me a word, what's the opposite of happiness?
Sadness.
Okay, let's take sadness. What, do you know people that are sad and in peace?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me. Tell me, give me this example.
Someone who has lost someone they loved, and they are very sad because of that, but they are sort of in peace with, yeah, what it is.
Okay, they are sad because they lost someone, but they are in peace.
Yeah, they understand they can't change it, so they need to find a way to move on and, yeah, have a sense of peace in that. I think I would describe it like that.
Okay. And you think that these people, tell me, this sadness is a temporary sadness, or is the long, lifelong sadness?
Yeah, I think the gravity of it is temporarily, but in a way it's not like that'll, it's not like the missing of that person will end. So in that sense, it's also long lasting. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but then you know that with your example, you cover the whole population of the world.
Almost.
Someone who has lost someone.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we've got something more specific, particular, because
Yes. Let me think if that's. It made me think of the I don't know how to pronounce it in English, but the Stoïcijnen, Stoic. Stoic?
Okay,
Stoic.
stoicism. Stoic people. Stoicism. Okay.
Yeah. So they can be very peaceful because they see that they can't influence certain things.
Okay, yeah.
But not be very happy then.
Okay, why aren't they happy?
Happy is like, yeah, I'm happy.
Okay,
It's an emotion, joy.
okay, but then Ingrid, my dear, now it makes sense with your definition of happiness, that is ecstatic, a state of bliss. Is okay, your happiness is excitement.
Yeah.
So now you have a specific, particular definition of happiness, which is excitement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So when you are excited, when you are doing something exciting, then you are happy. When you are not doing something exciting, then you are unhappy. You are sad.
Oh, no, you can be neutral. Most of the time we're neutral, I think.
It's okay. But then neutral. We are discussing here about happiness and unhappiness. So we want to take a stand. Because you see, now we are going towards the peace of mind. Peace of mind is not with peaks. Also, excitement is not a peaceful mind. It's an excited mind.
Yeah. But then maybe I have a not correct definition of happiness, but that's how I interpret it, and that's why I gave the argument I did.
Yes, no. Okay, but then it's clear that you take the stand from this interpretation. But then, no, let's think about happiness when you look for something. For instance, for you, happiness is this excitement, no? So if you are unhappy because you miss the excitement, you feel the lack of excitement, and then you want it, you strive for it. Whatever definition you give of happiness, happiness can be pray in the church the whole day, and one can be happy like that. No, I feel happy if I spend the whole day there. I'm happy when I play football. I'm happy when I'm having sex. I'm happy when I eat a lot. Food lovers. Okay, then you are unhappy when you don't do it, when you are doing something which is the opposite, or when you don't do it. Okay, but then whatever the definition of happiness, whatever makes you happy, being unhappy is the opposite, not doing that thing. Okay, let's think by opposition.
Yeah.
Okay. But then when you are not doing that thing, you think about it. You would like to do it.
Yeah.
So there is the tension. And the tension is what is the opposite of a peaceful mind.
Yeah.
So the Stoics have achieved this kind of neutrality, that they are nor happy nor unhappy. And basically, we can say that they are always happy, slightly happy, or slightly unhappy, because they withdraw from this tension, from this cycle, peaks of happiness and happiness, happiness and happiness. And that's why we say that Stoics has achieved the mastery of emotions, of feelings. They have a peaceful mind. Now, you see why I propose the idea that this is weird, because if you propose unhappiness and peaceful mind, they don't go together. There is something there.
Yeah, I understand.
You want too much. You want the how you call it, the elixir, the magic potion to make something impossible. So the peaceful mind is to go outside of this tension loop of happiness and unhappiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but I've been speaking a lot, too much maybe. Sorry for that. Now, Sarah, I go to you because you are the one that speaks the least. So, are you with us? Tell us what you think about this problem.
I also felt that something was wrong, but I couldn't really point it out. Yes.
Okay. And what do you think about this problem, this connection between happiness, unhappiness, and the peaceful mind? Do you relate to it or no?
I do relate.
What's happiness for you? What do you do to be happy? What makes you happy?
Riding horses.
Riding horses. Okay. So you see, when you ride horses, you are happy. When you don't ride, you are unhappy. Okay, then you have a peaceful mind when you are happy and you are fine without riding horses. And you are not too excited when you do ride horses. That is a peaceful mind. If you're sad, if you are unhappy when you don't, then your mind is not peaceful.
Okay.
That is a little bit to resonate with what I was saying before and I was proposing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no extremes, when you have no extremes between feeling really bad or really unhappy.
Yeah, yes, that is the idea. Peace of mind is that you are able to, you are stable, you are able to stabilize or reharmonize with what is happening to you, with your life, with your situation. Then it doesn't mean that you don't have to be happy, you don't have to ride horse. You know, you can ride horse and you can enjoy riding horses. I mean, it doesn't have to be a sad life, a peaceful mind, but it's not to suffer from the lack from it.
Yes. And I was also thinking with a peaceful mind, if it had to do with acceptance of things you cannot change.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Ingrid, maybe this is a nice idea, eh? Okay. When you are unhappy, there is something that you don't accept. A peaceful mind is in the acceptance, is in the availability. Yeah? Yeah, thank you, sir. Yes, good. Yes, acceptance. It's a very nice fitting concept. Okay, but then let's go to Younes. You wanted to highlight a problem in the answer. Let's see if we can work with problems to hypothesis for this question. And it was safe. No, it is not good because you can live happily with a peaceful mind. Okay, tell us what's the problem here.
I think I am how do you say that? I don't like I think it's a good answer now.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was contradictory, but
yeah. But let's see who thinks, who maintains that there is a problem here. Raise your hand. Okay, Younes, pick one. There is Saif and Ingrid.
safe.
So, I find the problem in the answer only because the answer stems from the question which was problematic. So asking, for instance, about morality and is it good? It's an unusual question. Like, is it good to be unhappy? Is it good to be peaceful, for instance, or is it good to be unhappy? Morality plays little in determining the like an answer.
Yeah. Okay. But now
It doesn't make.
You're talking
Yeah.
about morality. Where is the morality here?
Is it good?
Well, okay, good. What now? When you say it's moral, ethics, religion, there should be a norm, should be a duty, should be a commandment. So
Okay.
it's not that because there is the word good, then it's moral. No,
Okay.
no. What makes it moral? I mean, it's not enough to see the word good. I mean, I
Okay.
understand. I agree with you. It's a hint. If we are talking about good, bad, then okay, maybe we are in the field of morality. We need something else. So why is it a moral question, this one? Because I don't
Okay.
see the moral stake.
Yes, I can see what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Okay. Unless happiness is something that you have to be happy. This is the morality you're talking about. But
Yeah.
no, we are not killing babies here with these questions.
Yeah. Then back to my answer. So I before going back to my answer, can I mention a problem that I see in the question?
Oh, okay, you see another problem different from the one that we said in the question.
Yes.
Okay, va bene. Okay, good. Tell us what is the additional different problem with this question.
The question says, is it good to live unhappily but with a peaceful mind? I think I understand. Okay, I'm just gonna say the problem that I see. Usually when someone speaks, like for instance, an example would be is it one moment. I noticed that the but in the question is like it causes an issue, but I can't put exactly my finger on it. Like so when you say, is it good to live unhappily but with a peaceful mind, the question implies that living unhappily is desirable.
Okay, there is a presupposition in this question.
Yes.
The presupposition
Yes.
is that it is the author thinks that it's desirable to live unhappily.
Yes.
Okay. And this presupposition is a presupposition, or there is a problem with this presupposition?
There's a problem with this Yes, there is a problem with the presupposition.
Well, okay, but now, can it be, let's see, can it be that a person or this question proposes a state, proposes the idea that it's difficult to be happy, and therefore it's more probable there is more unhappiness in the world than happiness. It doesn't say that it's desirable. It just says that there are a lot of cases of unhappiness.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Okay, well, therefore, that is desirable to live unhappily, it's an overinterpretation.
Oh, it is.
Okay. Then, yes, I would agree with you that it's not legitimate to think that it's desirable to live unhappily. One should argument, but
Yeah.
it's not presupposition. It's not said with the question. The
Yes.
question is inquiring if it is fine, if it is good to live unhappily, but with a peaceful mind. You should not forget that part, because it's not only unhappily. And then it's not a presupposition, it's asking, it's an open question.
Yeah.
Okay. Good, safe?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you want to say something about your answer here or no? Because otherwise we go to Ingrid because she wanted to say something about it.
I think it holds up. I think.
You think
So
that?
I don't see.
Okay.
I think that it's fine.
Okay. Ingrid, you raised the hand, right?
Yes, I thought I saw something wrong with the answer.
Yes. What?
So the question says, is it good to live, and it combines two things, unhappily and peaceful mind? And then the answer says, no, it's not good because you can live happily with a peaceful mind. So it says another state is possible, and therefore the state positioned is not good. But I don't understand then the logic of that argument. Because something else is possible, why would that be an argument for that this is not good, or against that this is good?
Yeah. Okay. Have you got a name?
Oof. I'm not sure. There are so many.
I don't think it's in the list, the name for this
it's
one.
not in the list. Oh, then I stopped looking for it.
No, I went through quickly. There are 9, 10 problems. Yeah, maybe there is one called getting rid of the question, not dealing with the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's.
Is it a relevant argument?
Wait a moment, the safe. Yeah, Ingrid, you said something.
Is it an irrelevant argument then? Or not?
No, it's not irrelevant. Safe. Yeah. Go ahead.
I propose slide of meaning.
Yeah, I was also thinking about the slide of meaning, but it's okay. Here is, yeah, it might be a slide of meaning. There is not a precise name but the point is that you are not dealing with the problem. You are shifting something. If you want, you are sliding, but it's not a slide of meaning because you deal with the meaning of the words and the meaning, the same meaning. Slide of meaning is when you change the meaning in order to give an argument, in order to give an answer, or to and you change the topic. There are two different levels. Here we are on the same level because you are talking about happiness and peace of mind. But the point is that you don't deal with the problem because you change the terms. Because the question is about not happy and peaceful. And you say, no, it's not good because there is something which is better. Well, okay, but if there is something better, doesn't mean that what I propose is bad.
Yes.
So it's like, is it good to find 100 euro on the ground? No, it's not good because you can find 200.
Yeah.
So you see?
Yes.
So, and then everyone agrees that it's better to find 200. But why it's bad to find 100? They should tell me why it's bad to find 100, why it's not good. So you are not, it's not irrelevant because you are talking the same things, Ingrid. So there is a connection.
Yeah.
So it's relevant. But in a way, you don't deal with what I'm asking because you're going somewhere else. You tell me what's better, but you don't say. It's a mix between sliding or not dealing with the question, irrelevance. Yeah. Okay, Saif, you want to say something?
I see it also as an over-interpretation in the question. So when Eunice asks, is it good to live unhappily, but with a peaceful mind? I assumed that that Eunice only that unhappy and peaceful mind, that he assumes that it is the only state possible, or okay, I'm getting confused again.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
don't be obsessed with the question. There was a problem with the question. We found one. There might be another one. Yeah, I don't see it now. I saw only one problem with the question, which is the to force together two things that they don't really go together, peace of mind and unhappiness, because there's a tension there, and the peace of mind is absence of tensions. But then it's asking, well, is it good to live in this way or not?
Yeah, I do tend to get to obsess about.
Yeah.
things.
Okay. Well, you tend to be obsessed by things. See?
Obsessed about things. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. Don't be obsessed because otherwise you overthink. And if you overthink, you're not thinking because you are overthinking. You worry. Obsession is also you are caught in a loop. Obsession is another emotion. You're obsessed. You cannot think about anything else. So you are prisoner. Free yourself. We have already found one problem with the question. Well, be happy. We have one problem. It's problematic. Okay, so this one, there is a problem. Now, let's see something else. Who's got another problem in a different answer? Well, Sarah.
And Ingrid's question, when are you a good sister? I'm not sure what she means by being a good sister or a good sister at all.
Okay, but then this is a problem with the question. Or?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to look at the answers.
Yeah, you have to look at the answer. But now let's first let's take this problem. Well, are you able? have you got brothers, sisters, Sarah?
I have a brother.
You have a brother?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Older, younger?
10 years younger.
Younger. Okay. And are you a good sister? More yes, more no?
More yes.
More yes. Okay. Would he say the same?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you know what's a good sister. Well, you have an idea at least of a good sister, no?
Of what I see as a good sister, yes.
Okay, what? But at least you have a vague idea. You have an idea of what is a good sister. Otherwise, you could not answer my question.
Yes.
You would say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And then we would play this game. But yeah, you do know what it is. Then the point is that you want too much now. You want to be reassured. You want to be sure what a good sister is. Okay, because maybe you have the same question as Ingrid. You would like to know if you are a good sister.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but so here actually this is a question, but we are looking for criterias basically. In a way, we can see that the author here wants to be reassured. Well, now we're playing a game. We are working on a competence that will come later on. It's about presuppositions on the author. What do we know about the author? When are you a good sister? Well, okay, we can see that here Ingrid is unsure if she is a good sister or not, if she's making a good job as a sister. Okay, well, yeah. But now we're not playing the game of presuppositions, we are playing the game of argumentation. So now we have to go for the arguments. So now, Sarah, is there any argument there in the answers which is problematic?
I would say in safe answer.
Okay. Let's see. What's the problem?
How is being selfless related to how you treat yourself? I don't see it.
Okay, but you don't see what? You don't see it.
I don't know.
Explain. Yeah.
I don't know what he means.
Oh, okay. Tell me the words that you don't know what means. The meaning of what word you don't know.
Selfless?
Okay, you don't know what is selfless. What selfless mean?
I'm not sure.
Well, but you're not sure now. Let's see. Do you know or you don't know what selfless mean?
No.
You don't know. Okay, you don't know. Good. You speak French or what, Sarah? You
Flemish, Flemish or Dutch.
Okay, okay. But Ingrid, Younes, how do you translate selfless in Dutch?
I think onzelfzuchtig.
Yes.
Do you know what it is, Sarah?
Not being selfish. Or,
Yeah, okay, yes. The opposite of selfish, yes.
Okay.
Selfish, selfless, yes. Okay. Now you know what it means. Is there a problem or no?
So you would treat yourself not selfish, not in a selfish way, or
yeah. Yeah, so if you treat her like you would treat yourself by not being selfish.
so does he mean that he doesn't treat himself in a selfish way? I don't know what he means by it.
No, wait a moment. Now, you understand selfless and selfish, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's read again and tell me what you don't understand. When are you a good sister? You are a good sister if you treat her. So far, good?
Yes.
Like you would treat, good so far?
Yes.
Yourself.
Yes.
Comma, by not being selfish.
Yes, I think there's something strange about the last part, but I don't exactly know what it is.
Okay, so now here I need help. Who wants to help Sarah here? Oh, pick one person. There is Eunice and Ingrid.
Eunice?
I think there is a presupposition here that maybe Sarah doesn't know or doesn't see.
Yeah, okay, but then let's not interpreting the problems, but let's first clarify what she doesn't understand, because it's about the wording. There is something that she doesn't understand in the sentence, so you should clarify what she doesn't understand. Okay.
No, I see only a presupposition that she doesn't see any maybe, but okay, I can wait.
Okay, but well, no, let's give it a try, because maybe I'm stuck and maybe I don't understand. Go ahead, Eunice.
Well, the presupposition is that you treat yourself very well and very good. So if you know if you know this presupposition, then you could maybe read his answer, Saif's answer differently.
Okay. Sarah?
Yeah.
Problem solved, or is still there the problem?
Still there.
Still there? Okay. So Eunice.
I've tried.
Then also Saif and Ingrid want to help. Pick one.
Saif?
So I think Sarah does not see the connection between being selfless and between treating her like you would treat yourself. I think the issue is that
wait. Yeah, wait. Is that Sarah?
Yes.
You think there is no link between treat someone as you would like to be treated and being selfless? Is that missing? There is a missing link there.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Saif, thank you. Go ahead. Explain the link now.
So if for a person to treat someone as he would treat himself, he needs to be able to see like clearly, to put himself in the other person's shoe and then decide. And in order to do that, you need to be selfless, to put yourself in the other person's shoe.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Sarah?
Yes.
Good now?
More clear, yes.
Okay. Okay, now I understand. So it was the jump or the
Yes.
link between treat yourself, treat the other as you would want to be treated, and that this is to be selfless.
Yes, this jump I couldn't fill.
Okay, okay. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. Now you see it. Good.
Yes.
And is there a problem now with the answer, or no, it's fine?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Someone wants to maintain or maintain that there is a problem with this. Okay, Ingrid, yes.
I think if you treat her like you would treat yourself, you don't need to put yourself in the other's shoes. You just need to know how you would treat yourself. So I don't see the link that Saif made between these two parts. It feels like two separate arguments to me. You could say, when are you a good sister? By being selfless, or if you treat her like you would treat yourself. Those are two arguments, but the way they're linked, I still don't see it. How the one...
Okay, yeah. But Saif proposed an idea how to link them. Did you follow Saif?
Yes, I followed his idea, but I didn't understand it, because I think if you treat her like you would treat yourself, he was saying you need to put yourself in her shoes then. But if you just treat her like you would treat yourself, you just need to know how you would treat yourself and do the exact same thing to your brother or sister.
Okay, so there is no need to step into someone else's shoes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. It's not. Yeah, there can be the connection, but it's not necessary. You can treat someone else as you want to be treated without putting yourself in another shoes. Okay, it's an addition. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Saif. Well, I mean, it's not a problem for the answer, for the argumentation. It's proposing the idea that what you are adding things, you propose two ideas that can also go alone, one or by themselves. You are connecting them. Yes, it works. You can be selfless in this reasoning, but it's not necessarily there. You can treat another one as you want to be treated, also if you are not selfless. You don't have to be selfless in order to apply this principle. You can go through it the way you explained, but it can survive alone without the idea of selflessness. Now, it doesn't mean that there is a problem in the answer. Problem is that, okay, you are using two concepts that they can be connected. It's possible to connect them, but they can also go by themselves. Actually, you provided two hypotheses at the price of one. Okay. So, yes, okay, Ingrid, they don't necessarily go together. They can survive by themselves, stand alone. But then this is not a problem. It's not an argumentation problem. We can say, yes, that if you are mixing ideas can be confused. but it's not because Saif showed how they can stay together.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. You wanted to say something, Younes? Yes, no?
Yes, I would like from Saif to hear what he said about the connection, because okay, I would like to hear it before because I think it is something, it's like over interpretation. It's not in the answer.
Okay. Saif, can you repeat how you make sense, how you connect the idea of selflessness with treat her like
Like
you would
yourself.
treat yourself?
So, okay, in order to treat someone like you treat yourself, you need to step out of yourself in order to know how to treat him. So you need to be selfless.
Younes? I
Yes.
see your side, you have an empty look. What? Let's
Well,
do like this, because
yes,
it's the same problem that Ingrid was raising before
yes,
about this connection. So the selflessness comes in the moment that you step out from yourself in order to reflect. When you think about yourself, when you look at yourself, at your own behavior, you are doubling yourself. Like when you write or when you think. In order to think, you have to be two persons. If you are
yes,
two persons, you are already making this effort of going out of yourself. When you look at yourself, when you are aware of yourself, in a way you have already gone outside. Otherwise, you cannot do that. You cannot think about how you treat yourself if you don't look at yourself from the outside. In order to go outside of yourself, you need a minimum, a little bit of selflessness. If you are selfish, if you are full of yourself, you are not able to detach from yourself. You are in yourself, completely folded. In order to think about how you would treat yourself, in order to make this operation, then you have to see yourself from the outside. And this is the little bit of giving up with yourself, because you are doubling it. You are doubling yourself. If you double yourself, then you give up a little bit, not much, but a little bit you give up with yourself. And that's why Saif proposes the idea of selflessness.
yes,
Because in order to
yes,
do it, yeah.
yes, I understand, but I find it a little bit like far-fetched, because if we look at the sentence,
Yeah.
what normally
but
you would see from it, like if you use common sense, is that you treat yourself good, and that you also have to treat the other like yourself, like you have to be also good to the other. But I understand.
Yeah, you understand. It's not far-fetched. It's not too much. It's a bit complicated. Yes, we
Yes.
know that Saif is a bit complicated. Yes, I agree with you. But still, it makes sense. It's there. There is something that we can make sense about this selflessness. But it's easier to use two different concepts, two answers, two hypotheses. One, how can you be a good sister? By being selfless. How can you be a good sister? By treating your sister how you would treat yourself. Easy, no? When you want to connect the two, you complicate a little bit. We can make sense of it. Yes, we managed. But now I also understand better why Sarah was having problems in understanding it. Yeah.
I have another question. Not another question, but a question about this.
Yes, go ahead.
Is it possible to understand it, like save his what he explained by deleting by being selfless. So the second part, would we understand it on the same way as he explained it if we get rid of the second part by being selfless?
Well, no, because it will be simpler. It would be like Ingrid proposed. Ingrid, you remember that Ingrid said that, okay, these are two arguments. One was enough. If we stop the sentence where there is the comma after yourself, this would be a good answer, a legitimate argument, I would understand, clear. Then if you add the other one and you do the first by being the second, that is where Saif is complicating things.
Yes.
And then, yeah, this time Saif managed to explain the connection. It's a bit articulated, yes, I agree.
Yes.
But it works. Well, at least I think it works. This is what at the end you understood. Also,
Yes, of
Ingrid,
course.
Sarah. So it makes sense about this doubling, about going out of yourself. If you go out of yourself, you are selfless.
Yes.
Not that much, but a little bit you are. So it's complicated. Yes.
Yes.
Could be simpler. Yes.
Thank you, Sai, for the complication.
Yeah,
Letting our heads hurt at this late evening.
in each group, in each team, there is a person specialized in complicating simple things. This
Yes.
is safe. Okay, now, my dears, we have to stop, but still, if you have few minutes, I would like to collect and to get your comments, feedbacks about the process. What did you see? What was interesting? You can go or raise your hand or open the microphone and speak. Safe.
What I found very like astonishing is that we carried out the same exercise we did last week, similar one. However, like the session was very different in terms of the problems raised and the reasoning that happened and so on. So I think this goes to the vital effect of the facilitator, like you, Luca, and Sarah last week. So it's interesting to see this happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the facilitator makes choices. Sometimes we decide to, or I decide to stay on one problem. Someone maybe decides not to do it or to go a different way. For instance, the problem with Yune's question, maybe another facilitator would decide not to mention it and let's go to arguments. And we don't look at the problem with the question. When I read the question, I saw it and I said, well, I think this is interesting to mention and to raise. So, yeah, it's also the rhythm and the content of the workshop has to do and follows a little bit the facilitator. What each workshop, even if it is the same argument, the same topic, should not replicate the previous one. The important thing is that thinking, we should think. If you see that there is some thinking in there and we are using the tools, then okay, then it was a session. It doesn't have to be the same. Otherwise, it would be boring, always the same, no? Then you are learning that in the practice, there is freedom. You can choose a problem. You can look at it, different angles. And then as long as you think, then it's good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Saif. Yes. Someone else? Yunus?
I enjoyed as always your workshops, Luca. I like how you do it step by step and not like letting the person go, just so you help. So I really like that. And by doing it step by step and showing and looking at if somebody understands it very good before going to another person.
Yeah.
So you don't give up.
Okay, yeah, I don't give up. I insist. I'm stubborn. Thank you.
Yes, and I like that.
Okay.
No, because you said, and I like also the variation with all the persons that give the workshops, but with you, I like how you do it on that way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Ingrid, Sarah, you want to comment? It's not an obligation, but yeah.
No, same for me. I really like the digging and how we don't stop until it's clear. So that's and then how sometimes you think at the beginning, oh, I think I know what someone means, but then when we dig, you're like, oh no, I didn't know at all. So you keep. It's really hard work, I think, at least for me. So I really try to follow all the steps that you're making, and well, I think that's good if I'm working very hard. So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, I also noticed like going very slow and very deep and being very patient. And indeed, it's hard work. I also feel it's hard to stay concentrated sometimes. So
repeat the last part. I didn't get it.
it's sometimes hard to stay concentrated.
Ah, yes.
One
Okay.
time on the same. It's like, ooh, it's new for me.
That's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal. Okay, wow, it's normal. Yeah. So I think it's training. Concentration is training also.
Yes, we are training focus as well.
Sorry?
We are training focus, to focus.
Focus, yes.
Yeah, to keep the concentration and to stay on one single piece until we have defined it. And then we go to another one. But then we stay there. We stay there. So that's an important feature. It shapes, it trains the mind to stay on something, to stay there. Yeah.
Notice, yes. Yeah. I also wanted to ask about thing you said in the last part about stepping outside of yourself. Is there some or what theories are behind it, or what can you read about it? Because I find it very interesting.
Yes, it's well, here we are using a lot an idea of Plato, and this that Plato thinking means to dialogue, to have a dialogue with yourself. And in order to have a dialogue with yourself, well, in each dialogue you need two persons, because dialogue is the logos, the word that goes through. In order to go through yourself if there is something else also. So there is this doubling. It's a Platonic idea that you have to double yourself. And that's the same idea of being aware. You are aware if you are able to see yourself from the outside.
Okay.
So that is the Platonic idea. And then in the practice, you will probably find other expressions, which is being detached. So the idea of detachment, the idea of dying to yourself. You should die to yourself. So in a way, you should be able to die. Death, yeah. Or another expression, more poetic, is to wash yourself from yourself. This is Rumi. It's a Sufi poet, Rumi. Then Another expression, another term is to decoincide. It's the coincidence. To coincide, you have to decoincide from yourself. Another expression is authenticity, in opposition to bad faith. Bad faith is when you have no distance from yourself, because you are fully identifying yourself with a role, with who you are. When you identify with who you are and you don't give yourself, or you pretend that you cannot be anything else, then you're not authentic. Because your authenticity, the source of it, is always somewhere else. And who you are is just the determination, a particular take on yourself. But then there is this transcendence, which is always beyond. So these are expressions or terms that you might find along the course or along the practice. And what all of them from a different angle, but are saying more or less pointing to the same thing.
It's a bit like Buddhism.
Yeah, how? Explain.
In Buddhism, you also have this, distancing yourself and from desires or feelings or thoughts, like looking at yourself from an outside perspective.
Okay, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's the idea of becoming Buddha. When you become Buddha, then you are able to see yourself from the outside, to look at your emotions, to take distance from them. And then another fantastic idea is that when you see Buddha, you have to kill Buddha. Kill Buddha, yeah. Well, it echoes with our discussion at the beginning, but it's a Buddhist expression. But when you see Buddha, kill him.
Okay. Why?
Well, because Buddha is just another concretization of something. It's another icon. So we should destroy the icons.
Okay.
Because otherwise it becomes another faith, another fixed faith. But we should keep this fluidity. That's why the expression. But yes, it's like Buddhism, what you said, that they invite you in Buddhism, you are invited to take distance from yourself, from your thoughts, from your passions, and to see them floating, like in meditation. You see your thoughts, you let them go, but you don't fixate on any of them. You let them go, like your passions, your emotions. Yeah, that's the idea of detachment.
Great.
Then, and that's why I say kill Buddha, because the second idea is detach from detachment.
That's
because otherwise you become attached to the detachment. So you have to detach from detachment as well. You see? Because otherwise you are too attached to seeing your thoughts, your emotion floating, you meditate, then you become addicted to meditation. Then you should stop this addiction. You should stop any addiction. That's a little bit the idea. But what we use it's coming from Plato, this idea of doubling of the self, of the dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys,
good.
I have to go.
Yes, me too. I'm keeping you over time. Sorry for that, guys.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Ciao, buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
Bye bye.